You're listening to a Rowan Rook and Deckard actual play, and this is Till Death Do Us Hard.
Welcome back to A Game of Heart. We are having exciting adventures, and I'm Kieron Gillen. I'll be games mastering today. I use he, him, and I am playing with Nathan. Who are you playing today?
Hello, I am your androgynous android Nathan Blades. I will be once again playing the illustrious Velvet Monte Carlo, the heart-blooded human witch who will make all of your dreams come true.
Fantastic. Grant, what about you?
Hello, I'm Grant Howitt, he, him, and I'm playing Castor, a drug wizard who will make all of his dreams come true.
They mainly involve snorting, though, don't they?
They're very, very accessible dreams.
The best kind of dreams.
It's about being achievable, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. Simple, measurable goals. I need some fantasy cocaine now.
Yes. Ed, who are you playing today? And do you like fantasy cocaine?
Oh, I love fancy cocaine. I am Edward Spence, he, him, and I play Soil Clogs the Throat, an Elfir Deadwalker who's beginning to learn that maybe the real trauma was the friends he found along the way.
And finally, Naomi, who are you playing today?
And hi, I'm playing Heike,
Und hi.
who has no hands, and is slowly turning into, like, a vaxy version of, like, fantasy cocaine. And peace.
Well, that's quite a lot that's going on here. Let's start the game. I'm going to say darkness yet again. And we fade up and we see what appears to be a small procession of people wearing sort of battered bridal clothes, heading through the hearth, past the gate you've just entered at the end of our last session, this Arcano gate, and people are moving slowly. And in the midst of this procession of half ribbons and pantsuits and similar Knowledge wedding gear, there's heavy armour, there's plates of, like, Mad Max Goes wedding quarter. That's the kind of vibe.
Hell yeah.
In the middle is Louisa, and they're walking, and they're kind of singing a beautiful bridal song, beloved of all gnolls.
How does it go, Kieron?
It goes, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
It's much more profound in the knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, and Heike is very sad, of course. No.
So she's not clapping her hands.
Yeah.
I got no hands to clap.
And the image is going to get you close up on Louisa as walking in this battle, half sorceress, half bride, half Mad Max warrior, with a petal from the heart, the blooms of the heart that grow out when Velvet casts their magic, and pulling off the petals going, she loves me not. She loved me not. And all this bridal party pass through this portal and disappear. We hard cut to you. You've all just sort of collapsed the portal into the mud and looked up towards the aortic leviathan.
It's going to kill us. It's going to kill us not. It's going to kill us. It's going to kill us not.
It's enormous and sleeping. It's basically, imagine like a train had sex with Smorg, and this was the awful bastard mechanical offspring, and it's curling on a dragon's treasure chest but made of train carriages. We realised actually what this image was. Heike has a series of vials of memories that she has borrowed
From someone who don't need them no more.
because they're dead. And you see this a little bit of a reflection in there in one of these memory vials. Like, do you want to describe who you are right now? What's the visual of Heike?
Heike is now 3 limbs down. So imagine a knoll, and everything else is kind of made of beads. Her leg is slowly reforming itself into an approximation of a leg. She's desperately trying to neck as many memory bottles as she can. Surreptitiously in the back.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
She's knocking them back. Let's pan over to Soil, who's quite nearby and has had quite a touching relationship. What's Soil making of this incredible memory binge? And do you let her do it?
Soil knows how much this means to his friend, and God, if he had access to the same thing, he's in no position to judge. His attention is rather more on this large, mechanical Benedict Cumberbatch-looking creature that's just curled up on the trains in front of them, snoring.
A 20-foot tall Cumberbatch.
Yeah, the dot's still...
Benedict Cumbermech. It's the way I describe it now.
Soil is, for as large and awful and dreadful as the creature was that they faced previously, this is an altogether different kind of scale, because when he saw it last, it was in the shadowy facsimile of the Grey. In person, it is truly terrifying, and I think Soil just reaches out to Castor and just not really looking at him, but just vaguely waving a hand until it like makes contact with his shoulder. So Castor, you want to eat the heart of that thing?
Ideally, yes, sir, but I'm starting to think it might be a bit tricky, given the scale of the fucker.
Yes.
The map made it look a lot smaller.
Yes.
I didn't realise, and then he holds up the map to Soil. I thought it was kind of an illustrative warning, here be dragons sort of thing, but this is a 1-for-1 scale, motherfucker. I can't, yeah. So we'll see what kind of state its heart's in, I suppose, sir.
Castor, what's your visual here? And are you tempted to knock back some of these interesting-looking drugs that Hike's seemingly imbuing?
I would love to knock back some drugs. This is Castor Scrift. Castor Scrift is a junk mage. He is in search of the ultimate party, which he believes is at the roiling tear in reality underneath the spire. He looks like, acts like, and is Withnail from Withnail and I, but a wizard. He's really keen to maybe have a go on some of these cool vials that Heike has, but he's really worried about Heike's approach to, like, limbs. Given how indifferent she seems about her own limbs, I'm worried what she feels about people's, like, hands who try to take drugs off her. Castor's very much working up the courage to ask for a go.
Velvet is probably the person who's most aware here, I think. Because it's like, we've got the dragon in this middle distance, and between you and her, like it's a black, sludgy lake. Velvet, how are you feeling about all this, and looking like?
Velvet Monte Carlo, human witch, has deep skin, almost purple, almost plum in the shadows. Kind of a gothic adventuring gear, slightly frilly. But now she is, I guess, up to her shins in what I can only assume is magical engine oil. This dragon, being mechanical, does it look like it breathes? As it snores, is it kind of growing and shrinking in size? Are there bellows to represent lungs?
What it does is actually, it's much more electrical. So that basically, the breathing is done with its lights, glowing and then low.
Well, I guess we're in it now. She takes a glance over her shoulder through the portal to which we, I guess, fell through from the very unsettling settlement we were in last. Is that portal still there, or has it vanished?
Oh no, it's definitely behind you. It's weird and distorted, and you're not quite sure you find your way back.
Daring not to raise her voice beyond a stage whisper, and yet she needs to call for them. Red Moon and Gold? Are you there?
Good question. No, they're not.
Did he make it?
Yeah, we left them, didn't we?
No, to be honest, part of them made it.
Oh.
Like, you basically, all the equipment Red Moon and Gold is kind of crumpled in a heap slightly through the gate, but Red Moon and Gold is nowhere to be seen.
Fuck, okay, hold on. Velvet passing by, probably Castor, just as you're about to try and get towards Heike for some of the memory potion, tugs your sleeve and is like, I think Soil's new assistant has not managed to make it, so...
Oh, what a shame. Luckily, we managed to trade away most of the things we had.
Well, there's a handful of bits and pieces that I think he was still carrying. We should probably go retrieve it.
Yeah, it definitely feels polite. It would be respectful to his memory, I say, like really hoping that maybe some of the gold teeth fell out.
Anything was close to his body hasn't got. He's missing his fingertips, you presume, because there's some fingertips here. Like, his last action seems to be to desperately throw what he was carrying in through the portal to make sure that it reached his masters.
Oh,
and
right.
unfortunately left his fingertips there. Like, not too much.
We are not good parents.
He's late teenies.
And these could be anyone's fingers.
Well, at the very least, I kind of got the impression that his wish was to make sure his genius, again looking over at Soil, managed to do whatever Soil wanted to do. So by doing this, I guess he's helped his own wish come true. So I don't have to feel bad about it.
That's the spirit.
What are we talking about? Sorry, what did I miss?
Dreadful news about your young protege, sir. He's been ate by the heart.
Oh, yes.
Red Moon and Gold, the Elfir boy who turned up.
Yes. Oh, well, what a pity.
Do you want his fingers?
Oh, yes, please, yes.
Oh, okay. And actually, like, dig them out of my pockets and hand them over to you.
Magician's fingertips, default occult.
Actually, Soil, that's the first resource we've got which I can use to cast spells. Hey, it's alright if I ask you for them later, yeah?
I think as you're handing them over and they just rest in Soil's hands, this immediate dismissal, just suddenly looking at a set of Elfir fingers in his own. He suddenly remembers this was kind of the last tether he had to the above world. This was a genuine connection through which he could have learned more. On second thought...
Oh, well then you should keep his fingers for nostalgic purposes. Sorry.
No. You take them. They'll be better off. And he just sort of curves your fingers around them and just pats your hand. And, yes, you...
Thank you, sir. Pop this back in my pocket.
What are we doing about that?
Well, I figure we're going to pick our way across this lake of roiling pitch, clamber up the side of the rickety mountain of trains, and then, if we can't eat its heart, probably ride it.
Simple.
Velvet, deep in thought. When Auntie, and actually the lady back in the God's Court, they both mentioned that it's, like, made from the dreams or whimsy of a child's love of trains or something to that effect?
Yes.
If we, overrode or replaced what its motivations are?
Heike, like, freezes, and she's like, and holy shit, you said it's, like, made from, like, dreams and shit? I've got, like, bottled dreams, like, right here.
Oh, they're dreams?
Both Castor and Velvet simultaneously look at Heike offering this bottle with very different expressions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually going to say that maybe, Heike, we could find some way to siphon off your dreams of the wedding to replace the dragons, but to be honest, I don't want to go and tear away anything that makes you you, because, you know, you're special.
She's had quite enough of that already.
Jazz hands.
Oh no, there's, like, at least one more limb to go, don't worry about it.
Would you like some fingers? Or...
What a horrible thing to do! Just squish the fingers down onto your wax simulacra.
People talk about gameplay tips. I don't think this is what they mean.
Very good.
At least I could, like, do my nails for the wedding. That would be nice. Okay, listen. What if, hear me out, what if we went, like, inside the train, and then we just, like, fucking threw this in the engine? Because that's, like, the heart of brain shit, right? In this sort of metaphorical thing that we're doing?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, and then, like, the steam, which is, like, the energy that is making the electricity, I assume... will be like, wow, Louisa, a wedding, let's go.
To be honest, that would be my suggestion too, no notes.
I can't see any problems with this idea.
Anything I knew about science left my skull the moment a bullet went through it, so yeah, I assume that will work.
Oh my god, you were shot? That's like new information for you, right?
Well, I assume so. I figure that's what seen a couple of gunshots along the road, and he just sort of touches the top of his skull. Anyway, another time. Yes, let's feed this dragon drugs.
There really is a theme down here, huh? And she starts making her way to the edge of this lake of black goo.
Brilliant. I want to just linger on Heike for a second, because of course you've had a shitload of memories pumped into you. You know, like wedding photos, other people's photos of your wedding, as in different perspectives you never saw. It's exactly like that. A lot of these are just of your wedding. So you see yourself and Louisa happy in the traditional dance of If You're Happy and You Know It. So basically you get these wonderful moments that you've never seen, which is really precious and it's probably deeply... Is it upsetting, moving, touching? How much of people's feelings do you think is wrapped up in the memory? Or is it just the sensory experiences?
Whose memories are they? Are they like attendees?
Some of them you can sort of place. Oh, that's great, Aunt Eviscerator.
Love her.
She is a laugh.
Sweetheart.
She is, honestly. She was named very poorly. She's very kind. She looks after puppies. Well, honestly, she's very proud. I think Aunt Eviscerator is very surprised. Because there's a second memory from Aunt Eviscerator. And it's them halfway down the heart. And it's her, late at night, smoking Louisa. And Louisa turns to Aunt Eviscerator with such an enormous happy smile. I love her so much. Heike is amazing. I love Heike. And that's why I have to marry someone else.
I think she's like, hooray! What a beautiful moment. People are proud of... Oh, fuck. Have you ever been on one of those rides where they drop you from a great height and your stomach just gets left behind? I think it's just that feeling, but like all the time. I think she maybe got 2 memories in and she had that sort of experience. And she was like, actually, maybe I've seen enough. And the rest of this can go into a train.
Don't you have Fallout where you have to drink as many memories as possible?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink all the memories.
Specifically, drink those memories, baby.
It's baby!
Yes.
Baby.
If you want to take some more, let's give it kind of like, I reckon, endure occult
Ooh,
research.
fine.
Try that, and let's see how this affected you.
With 2 3s, I'm not enduring shit. This hurts like a bitch. Thanks, Grant.
Sorry.
You suffer 8d8, 8 to stress. I'm rolling well again. And I'll roll to see if you get fallout. You clear your mind stress, alas. The logical fallout is figment. You lose track of what's real or not. Basically, your skin is covered with buboes, which are wedding confetti is falling out of.
Oh,
It
cool.
keeps happening.
Also, like, you're not quite sure what's real or not. That's the kind of a general kind of... You've got a lot of memories in your head now. And the other problem is you've kind of... You know that moment when Velvet said, it would be amazing if you had these things to put into the engine to give it the dreams to carry on. Sadly, you've drank it all. So it's a bit like, oh, I would love a hobnob. Oh no, I've had all the hobnobs. Except these hobnobs have left you emotionally distraught and messy.
Grant's looking at you with such a puzzled face.
So do we have any emotional hobnobs left, or has Heike had all of them?
No.
Right, okay.
If Heike's figures to drink them all, she drank them all.
I would like to fall to my knees and start shedding wedding confetti and start telling Velvet that I can't look like this, I'm about to get married.
Velvet, she looks pretty normal. Like, apart from, you know, you can't see any of this bubo thing she's talking about.
I'm absolutely wiping myself down, doing the full, like, try to pull my skin off type thing.
Oh my god. Okay. Velvet moves over and she's not necessarily super well medically trained. She tries human triage, you know, like a checking pulse, like looking into your eyes to check what the pupil is dilated and so on and so forth. But so much of you has been replaced with wax and or psychic bees.
Each pupil is a little bee.
You go to put your fingers on her neck and it just, like, collapses as layers of hide.
No, I love Grant, that visual of like the camera moves in towards Heike's eye,
And just like...
and yeah, it wiggles unnaturally. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
that's a bee as well.
I can't do bees.
Is this a mend or a discern to try and get Heike to be minorly more corpus mentis?
I reckon you need probably some kind of mend or drugs, or like you probably need to spend a resource.
The way that Grant's face lit up when the word drugs was said was truly prophetic.
Baby, you come in the right place. I have personally experienced this, what Heike's currently feeling. Not that whole wedding memories thing. A bad trip is very much Castor's sort of purview. So Castor is going to crouch down and wordlessly, like, he's clocked it. He understands what the problem is. He's seen this before. So I've got a bottle of drinking formaldehyde
Yes.
from the God of Corpses, but I'm not going to drink it. I'm going to pantomime. I'm going to clean away your buboes
Oh, I see, yeah.
with the formaldehyde. So rub down your arms and your hands and what have you. And there's going to be, it's probably going to fuck with the wax a little bit. But I'm going to effectively pretend to cure you. And hopefully, like, the reek of formaldehyde will maybe sort of smelling salts you out of it a little bit as well. But just sort of take care of you here in Train Hell next to the Tar Lake.
Yes. No, that's a great idea. In that case, I will assist then, since I do have a mend on hand, so I can give you the D10 for that.
Is this a cult? Because it's an occult problem, Kieron?
I would say Haven, which you also have, Castor.
Oh.
This is like genuine little kindness, so between you can do this.
I know what that roll I can't. Nathan, what did you get?
Better, an 8.
Fantastic. It works perfectly.
There's a lot of like shh, 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 and like trying to breathe to slow down her breathing. I'm also pretty high, I should note as well. So like I'm not doing the best possible job, and I'm like dropping the rag and stuff. I've got a packet of biscuits on me.
Hobnobs.
Yeah, I've got a packet of emotional hobnobs which I've been carrying and eating a couple of per day and just not mentioning them to anyone. With formaldehyde stained fingers, take one out of the packet and give you that to effectively suck on. But you need some sugar and you'll get through it and it's fine.
You think that she'll still like me?
What?
You think that she'll still like me?
I'm sure she loves you. Who couldn't adore you?
It's going to be absolutely fine. I think you having gone through the fire and the flames, as it were, to prove how much you love each other is going to be worth something for sure. She'll respect that.
And besides, if you can win over 3 comparative strangers in such a small amount of time, I'm sure the heart of your lost love is not impossible.
It's the bees.
The bees are very very cute. And Soil just kind of like waves the air in front of him as one comes a little close, and he just, yeah.
Like you're not chewing the biscuit, but bees are arriving and taking it away through your ear.
Into the hive, sealing it in jelly.
Yeah.
With all the lesbian couples I know, most of their cottagecore fantasies tend to include having like a beehive and making honey and all of that. So you're just a couple steps ahead.
Aww. I think she's like, she's bummed, but she's being cajoled, and she's gonna be hanging out in the garden of self-pity for a hot minute. But I think she can be cajoled to cross the lake of pitch, etc.
If you want to try to get across, it's a hunt cursed roll. Unless you've got a clever way to get across.
You know what? Velvet has had enough time to kind of pull herself together again. She even had her heart mended by a fellow witch in the space. I'm going to do this out of line of sight of Heike. I don't think she needs the additional stimulation. And she grabs at, like, the nape of her neck and pulls away like one would pull away a quick change outfit made of silk and Velcro.
Hell yeah.
But it's your own skin.
You know, what is our body but costumes that we wear? And reveals the true form of Velvet Monte Carlo underneath a shifting mass of crystalline forms that were whirling like an astrolabe before, but she's also had the shit beaten out of her since, so the form now is much more an obelisk kind of thing. While I am in my true form, I gain Hunt as mastery.
Ooh.
The obelisk walks towards the pitch and steps in it just like you were walking into like a jacuzzi, and allows herself to float, and she will be the raft under which we will travel to the other side.
Yes.
It's worth noting you have mastery of Hunt, but you don't have Hunt itself.
So does that give me at least a D10, or do I just get squat?
It definitely does, but it does mean if someone else, for example, had Hunt skill, they could...
Does anyone have the hunt skill?
No, none of us do.
I'll tell you, you know who had the Hunt skill? Red Moon did. He was very good at hunting.
He found us.
I wish we had him now, because my best of that was a 5.
That's a mixed success, that's fine.
Okay.
I reckon you get across, though. That's actually the figure. So you become this awesome boat. Everyone's on there. And you realise why it's bubbling and cold. It's because there's people in there.
Oh, cool.
Humanoid leeches emerge from the water. These kind of, like, pallid skin. Maybe they once elves. Maybe they once people. Either way now, they're just kind of gooey bags of sucking. Their mouths are kind of like lamprey style. Unfortunately, as Velvet has these things attached to her side as the ship, as they're kind of making your own way across, and you are getting basically blood sucked out of you. As they feed, they go from pale to slightly glowing red.
Sure. It's not going to be blood stress inflicted in this instance, though. I will shift it to echo, as what they are absorbing off me. Gosh, it's like fruit gusher, syrupy center. There is no blood that is extracted.
You take 2 stress, which ain't much.
Reduced to 1 with my 1 echo armor.
That's fine.
Do they react differently in expecting to kind of remove living object life force and then instead getting the syrupy sweetness of the heart?
Blackcurrant syrup.
It looks really bad for a second. Everyone aboard the ship is probably... I mean, I'm not going to say you're panicking, but I would be. Like these awful lamprey people attached to the side and start sucking and gnawing. And then one of them pops messily. And the other kind of like just spit as this kind of like echo fluid go off, and they kind of like lurch away, looking at you annoyed, as if they've gone to a restaurant they're very disappointed in. And you reach the other side. Velvet notices something quite unusual ahead of you. You see yourself about 7 years old, 6, 7. What do you look like then?
She's all fairy tales and crayons, you know? She has this little like artist smock that has been sewed for her in tiny size. Even at this stage in her life, she knows that she's going to grow up to be a huge goth. She's got these oversized boots, even for a 7-year-old, big stompy ones.
That's brilliant. And she's stomping, and she looks back, and there's kind of a dance to her as she's moving. But you realise there's a level of panic to that run. You recognise that run. Who was the person who bullied you as a child?
Oh my god. It's another human, but not a third-generation heart-born human that Velvet is. Humans on the surface of this world tend to come from a much more technological background, and they are one to usually augment themselves a little bit with archaeotechnology. But that's not really part of heart culture. So Velvet is unmodified, and to another human kid, where that would be part of their culture, is astoundingly strange. He's called me inhuman at least once, and has been punched in the nose at least once, but that has just made the fighting worse.
Velvet is still half ship and slipping out of it. This awful older child, significantly older, like teenager, should know better than picking a 7-year-old. Is chasing them up the hill. Presumably, like, this is heart madness, but it's also really immediately disturbing for all of you to see a younger Velvet being pursued like this. They're kind of heading up ahead of you, heading higher and higher to the back of the dragon.
And since Velvet is still currently in the true form and in a more bestial nature, she immediately sees her kid tormentor and goes, "You're not escaping me this time," and just immediately pursues after this apparition.
Do you all recognise what's happening here?
Yeah. I would like. I'm certainly interested to learn more.
I don't think Heike understands what's happening, but I feel like Heike doesn't generally understand what's happening.
I think about 75% of Heike is still at the wedding.
Yeah, right.
You're legging it, and Velvet's very quick. Castor can really keep up quite a lot on this kind of slope, and it's very weird to be running off the spine of a dragon that's also a train. You clamber. As Velvet gets closer, the bully kind of like turns around, and the bully gets bigger the closer you get. It's like the bully becomes as big as you remember them.
And yet, the kind of pacing does not slow down. The fear has increased.
Yeah.
But the momentum carries you. And even in this obelisk form, just a large, cruel, singular, crystalline arm and talons erupts from the monolith and decides to go straight for the bully's throat. Die.
Anger and rage here. I think this is probably kill. This is the killiest kill that ever killed.
What's the domain?
I would say it is cursed because it's heart. He's a heart creature.
This is a 4d10.
It is risky.
Au contraire, mon frère. What's the situation when you're in your true form and you do an action that would be considered risky, treat it as standard instead? So even the sheer danger of trying to tackle a great and terrible foe, Velvet does not give a fuck.
Brilliant. Go for him.
Oh, that's a 10.
Go away. Roll me some stress damage on that.
Okay, I guess it would count as my knife, which would be a d6 upgraded to d8 because I crit. That is 5 stress.
You sort of slash and slash and slash. It takes you quite a while because he's kind of like fighting back. I imagine like Velvet and him are locked in this awful battle. Young Velvet is like kind of looking back, a little bit confused by all of this. No one stands up for me.
In a contextless situation, it would look like this giant teenager is fighting like the final boss of some JRPG, and Velvet Monte Carlo looks much more like a villain than a hero in this situation.
Is his body coming apart with all these sort of crystalline spurs going in? And what's the like? How's he taking the damage?
As you slash at him, he kind of, it's like soil being cut into, and it opens up and flowers burst out. Heart, new growth. There's a moment the two have to pass. Velvet drops to the floor to one side, and this enormous bully takes a couple of steps back, and now looks much smaller. To Velvet, it looks enormous, but like, for example, to Castor, who's probably nearest, it kind of looks smaller. It holds his own throat, which is leaking flowers. It's all I knew. How can you hate me for this?
I'm gonna try and kick him off this thing.
Okay, one enormous boot. The bully goes falling backwards, exploding into daisies, which flutter up into the air, transform into butterflies, transform into knives, which then clatters to the ground. Are you okay, Velvet?
Yeah, I think upon the bully shattering, I can wind this back if everybody's like, no, don't wake the dragon. But I think there's like a big victorious roar of like creaking ice from this obelisk.
Wake this fucking dragon, baby.
That was satisfying.
You're telling me?
As the form of Velvet folds back into herself, the gigantic crystalline claw puts up for a high five with Castor.
Shredded.
You got in them spare hands, Heike?
Heike and Soil rock up and we're like, hello, did we miss anything? I'm sorry, you moved very fast.
That's what happened. We heard a terrible roar.
There was this boy, and he was very small. Then he was very big. Then he got normal size, and they kicked him off this dragon. And he became daisies, which became butterflies, which became knives. I think.
Soil just presses a palm against Castor's forehead and just... How much have you taken today, friend?
Nowhere near enough, sir. I'm afraid all of that really happened.
We look at Velvet like,
It's fine. He's just somebody I used to know. You don't need to worry about him. He's not important.
So, like, we're getting, like, inside the dragon now? Like, that's the plan? There's, like, an airlock just over there.
Well, it's at the neck of the beast.
Oh, it's at the neck?
There's like a blink of surprise. It seems that Velvet was not aware that there's been a movement in scene upon the Tormentor appearing. Oh, are you already here? Oh, that's good. Huh. Time flies.
Basically, you made your way up the dragon quite a lot, and I think we can have almost the montage of you getting higher and higher and higher. Castor thinks, like, what would he have turned into if you kicked him off from here? As in, like, oh, there's always a higher thing to kick an arsehole off.
Also, I'd like you to know at home that every time that Kieron said higher, Grant gave the big thumbs up. Smile got wider and wider and wider as he got higher and higher.
You see the dragons stretching out beneath you. Above it's this awesome collection of like, gathered trains. And as you reach the top, it's kind of enormous, like, girder rail track fingers are wrapped around the train you made for it. It holds it to its breast like it's this awesome, most treasured possession. You must have done good with this one.
Is it still full of, like, limp ghost bodies?
I was about to ask the same thing.
You know, those kind of like those naughty steam body real physics with court simulation
Yeah.
things. It's like, imagine like 20 of them all kind of put at the bottom of the train.
Just a load of impact.wavs going off at the same time.
Yeah, Z fighting, absolutely.
But you are by what appears to be like a gate. It's actually heavily magical guarded. This whole thing looks like it could explode. You saw the one which was just on the train, which had some burritos inside.
Jesus, yeah.
This is a somewhat intimidating looking thing. Soil, you're probably the wizard who most knows about this, but has anyone got any ideas?
Looking at this and looking at his compatriots, Soil just, do you all trust me? And with that, he just starts to reach inside his satchel, and you see him beginning to bring out 1, 2, 3, 4 dried mushrooms.
I mean, you already started pulling out the mushrooms, so I think at this point I would be a mood killer if I said no.
I put my hand in Soil's and I say, listen, if we're going to do this, then I also want you to officiate, okay? Like, I was going to ask, but, like, if you're like, do you trust me? Like, this is the time.
You've got the religion domain.
Are you sure?
Listen, there's nobody who, like, talks as good as you. Like, why not? Give me that mushroom, let's go.
Heike, I would be honoured. And he just reaches forward and sort of misses kissing your bee hand, and you see him
Just like a mouthful of bees.
It's a good thing my jaw is metal, otherwise that would have really stung. All right, one for you, and one for you. Passing these round, he just begins to pluck off golden coins and hand them out to each of you and place them over your eyes. And let's all hold hands, shall we? All right, after me. And Soil just places a dried mushroom upon his tongue and just then immediately places the gold coins over his eyes and just holds out his hands for everyone to grasp.
Okay.
Reach forward and grab them.
Not the first time.
Well, it'd be great if it was just Soil who left.
Bye.
I am going to invoke my Dead Walker ability to step into the grey, and I need to roll Delve in Religion. Well, that is a 10.
Making up for last session, I told you.
So you would all feel just a jolt as you are just pulled sideways through reality and into a not quite mirror realm. Grey smoke all around us, and the strange kind of like moving up and down of this belly of this creature before us. So this is the Grey.
So is this like where you live?
I visit here occasionally. I've been searching for a small part of myself for some time. This in-between space has proved... Well, I'd be lying if I said it proved useful, but it is a useful place of observation. But from here, we can move undetected, and we can move through things. Space here is somewhat more malleable.
And you've been here before, haven't you, Castor?
Yes. We were visited the ghost of a pub. It was delightful. Wow, it was horrible, but the drinks were free.
Only serve spirits.
Wait, bow.
I'll be here all night. Right, how do you feel? Like, this is weird, like you're trapped between realms, heavens are above you, this is the purgatory.
Can we sort of like see glimpses of different heavens above us? Sort of like shifting as though there's clouds, but there aren't.
You can see movement. What you kind of mainly see is like souls heading towards the heart. You sort of see occasional glimpses of souls. Imagine like things are ejecting from the heart and then blipping out of existence.
Oh.
It's like shooting stars, but it's worrying. Like it reminds you of the one soul you have seen blip out of existence.
This is not normal, and I would suggest we stay close to one another.
Absolutely, sir. We should try and find a some sort of bee-sized hole, I reckon.
Or, with a little bit of manipulation, we should be able to step through a slightly more Castor-sized hole, one should imagine.
This door isn't mined in this dimension.
Ah.
So the problem is now just getting the door open rather than getting rid of the traps. Like, Soil has completely sidetracked that. So round of applause for the dead walker.
A matter of muscle, so I can be of no use.
It's always a little tricky to do that trick twice in a row, but she's doing athletic stretches like it helps. All right, once again.
Velvet, there's no need to save some true form for the wedding, eh?
It's okay. I mean, I can do my best without. It's just
Heike, you're a scientist of some kind, or at least you have a book of maths. Surely we can try and leave this open with a crowbar.
Yeah, I feel like I've got like this hive tool, which is kind of like a big hook thing. And also, like, I can mend, right? And this is kind of like mending, unmending.
Doors are a kind of mending.
Yeah, I feel like that should be like totally fine.
Absolutely.
It's hard to kill a door, I suppose.
Heike, if you take the lead on this, I can help. I've got technology, which I figure is fine. We're trying to break into a train, Kieron.
Definitely.
Cool. This is a train lock that I've seen before, so I can sort of advise on where to tug.
Are you happy for me to roll mend and use my hive tool?
I very much am.
Great.
Oh, I have something I can do to help as well, if you would like.
But sir, you've already done so much.
Well, fine. Fuck me. I'll step back then.
He steps back out of the grey, leaving us there, and we're like, no. What were you going to do, Edward?
So one of the things that I can do is when I touch a machine, construction, or mechanism, I can cause rust and decay.
Oh.
So I can do that potentially in advance.
Yeah, teamwork. Let's go.
Soil's really handy today.
Mm-hmm.
Very OP as far as breaking into dragons.
I know, this has never happened.
Once we crack open this door, we'll probably have to get in there quite quickly, because we are going to be effectively smashing a hole in the back of a dragon's head.
Oh, after that, I'll be of no use, and I will step back. But let me just, I got a 6.
You're casting a spell separately, aren't you?
Yeah, so my hands become kill D8 dangerous, and when I touch a machine, I cause it to decay.
5 fortune stress you have, Soil.
Okay.
I will quickly roll to see if anything bad happens. You're fine.
Love to hear that.
Placing a hand upon the door, you watch as almost like a time lapse. You just see the area immediately around the hinges just begin to peel and rust and corrode and verdigris, and Soil just steps back, and hopefully that helps.
No, it looks great. Okay, Castor, you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to need like another pair of hands.
Yeah.
Because obviously.
Well, first pair. Oh, we have fun. I'll line up behind the door and sort of get ready to assist in the tug.
Roll the dice, I guess.
Yep, hit me.
9.
Sweet. Do you want to describe the door breaking apart by your awesome bee strategies?
I slide in the hive tool and I start pulling, and nothing happens. And then you see, like, her body starts to empty, and there's all these little bees that go into the crack and, like, fly upwards furiously until it pops.
The door pops out. And now you're still in the grey. You want to go inside?
Let's step inside, and then we'll
out.
try our luck getting out. I should have said it's not always a surefire thing. Anyway, let's step in.
Yeah. Like, you should have said that. I also should have said that the dragon is starting to move.
We scramble in as fast as we can.
Scramble into the ghostly train.
You're still in the grey, so everything like you see looks like it's made of styrofoam inside, as it's not quite real. Inside you see like really awful desiccated corpses, twisted into weird angles. You're going down towards the inside of what is the head, and there is a furnace in there, which has someone crouching inside it, loads of little dials, and there's a lot of really interesting looking treasure and stuff.
Treasure?
None of which you can actually access because it's all in the real world and you're in the grey.
Okay, Sawyer, like, let's jump back. You can do that, right? Like, no problems, easy peasy.
Oh, I can do that, no problems, easy peasy. For the rest of you, it'll be a little more difficult. So everyone, grab hands, and perhaps let me just sort of walking around and placing coins upon your eyes, just going to kind of like rub your backs, just kind of in a vaguely reassuring way. I'm going to need everyone to make a delve and religion check for me to see if they get out.
Oh, I'm bad
Cool.
at that.
I don't have either of those.
Great.
I got an 8, so I'm fine.
Oh, that is a 10. He escaped, never punished.
Wow!
How's Heike?
I rolled the 1.
Exiting the grey is a simple enough task for a dead walker. For anyone else, it's delve plus religion. Now, I will say that Soil has deliberately not stepped out until making sure that everyone else does so. So as Castor and Velvet would have dropped out, I think Soil would have just, realising that Heike hasn't left yet, just, are you alright?
Yeah, no, I'm really like trying, but I'm also like thinking about the wedding quite a lot. And I'm covered in like confetti and shit. I don't really know how this bit works.
I think, and forgive me for presuming, but this wedding, is it the wedding you want to get to, or is it something else?
I just need to like see her, and then like I'll know, like in my heart, you know?
But why? Why, though? Why?
You know why?
I know, but play along for just a moment. Why?
Because I won't know until I see her if it was real.
So what lies beyond here is real. He just reaches out and takes not your bee hands, but rather the forearms beyond them, and just encircling his fingers around them, just, we are with you until the end. I hope you know that.
I should hope so. I'm hoping that you're gonna say something really beautiful at the ceremony, but also, like, you know I'm not making it out of this, right?
I don't know if any of us are.
You feel it?
Yes, I do, and deep down, I think I want that. But also, I'm not sure. I think I've grown rather fond of you all, and, one step at a time, yes?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a difficult choice to let go, you know?
Well, then, let us hold on to one another, and try again.
Okay, you know, like, I'm gay, though, right?
Oh, no, I'm not. No, don't get it twisted. I, like, this mask. This mask belonged to, I'm assuming, my spouse. I'm not actually sure, but she hovers next to me occasionally. I think you're
Let's go.
pretty cool. Never mind. Okay, let's go.
I was going to say, at that moment, you hear the ghost speaking to you over your shoulders. Like, I understand. I think she's pretty hot too. Says the ghost to you.
Wait, that's the first thing I've ever heard.
And you're back to reality, I think. Is that the moment? Heike, you take 5 fortune stress for this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is, I upped it to a D8 and took it out there.
That was all very touching. I really like the idea of Velvet and I stumbling around a dragon train as it hoons through the sky because the fucking wizard hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, okay.
There's a fucking dead walker! Velvet, the poshos haven't come back!
Yeah, this is a pretty fucked situation, but it's fine. It's fine, we can do this with the two of us. I don't know if we're going to be able to show up to a fucking wedding without...
It's the dragon howling outside.
All right. So, yeah, let's just make sure we're inside. If we're inside, we can't be thrown...
We here, let's go!
Oh, thank God.
We are running, hooning up to the fireplace. I want to see who's in there.
I was about to say, because there's something else which was also happening. Those kind of corpses I mentioned earlier, they're slipping into life. Like a ghost has entered their body.
Oh, right, back in the real world.
Back in the real world. These awful sorceress figures kind of rise up in full-on poltergeist sort of mode. Fuck you! They go.
Kind of uncalled for. Can I use my compel skill?
What are you trying to talk them into? They're very annoyed at you for being alive, mainly. They haven't noticed Soil yet, weirdly. They're kind of really talking to, fuck you, Heike, fuck you, Velvet, fuck you, Castor.
Hello? Yes, I understand we have, like, disturbed you or whatever, but, like, we are really, like, busy today, and I get it, it's, like, inconvenient to be brought back to life. I'm a little bit confused as to how it happened also, but I really think... like, the best way we can go forward is if we just, like, break bread together.
But actually, there's this moment they notice Soil. She did it.
Who did?
She did it.
I think they're talking about, like, your wife. Do you want to show them your mask? Is that, like, the she we're talking about?
I think they're talking about your wife.
What?
Definitely one of our wives. Castor rolls up a Vermissian ticket as though he's about to snort cocaine through it and then just pushes the entire ticket up his nose.
That is perfect. So, just remind the listeners, and also the potty, what actually is your obsession? What is your goal here? I mean, what do you want to get from the heart?
I want to find my death. As abstract and as esoteric as that is, I want to find why I'm still here. I want to find my death.
And they make a noise, and Soil is like, to you. Her paperwork's here, of course. You look for your death. You're actually looking for your... How ironic. This is so ironic.
Wait, your rubbings, your etchings, your facsimiles. What's happening to all of you?
Read it in despair. Fuck you. Fuck you, not alive. Fuck you, not dead. Fuck you for quitting out the game, you quitter.
What do you mean? And Soil is now beginning to just stumble forward a little bit, and you can see that his mask is beginning to slip as it's just beginning to fall down over his left eye, and you can see that the wounds that he sustained from whatever killed him are much more severe than you would otherwise think, as he just why fuck me, what the fuck do you want?
These are basically a sorceress assault squad, halfway between an SAS and the people who work in the Large Hadron Collider.
Are they armed?
They're armed, but only, like, with enormously mystical powers.
Gotcha.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
These magic guns.
They've got finger guns, basically, in that kind of way. They were hired to basically help drive this fucking thing, and then, of course, sacrifice to make it go properly. They say that fucking bride, that bride from hell, she betrayed us all.
Wait, you mean me or, like, the other one?
Of course the other one. You pretty fool. Fuck you. This is all your fault.
So what I'm hearing is you think I'm pretty!
Enough of this. We are in a pretty fucked situation here, and we need to go and get from A to B, and we're going to do that by riding this train to our end destination, and somebody's going to have a picturesque fucking wedding, and Soil is going to... I don't think I actually fully understand what Soil wants. Out of character, I do. I don't think Velvet fully does. And Soil is going to find whatever he's looking for at the destination in the heart, and it's going to be a picturesque fucking day, and there will be cake. And you're not going to get in the way with that today.
And Castor will do a lot of drugs.
Says Castor.
Castor's keeping himself entertained. So we're going to sit on this train and ride it out to our final destination in fucking peace. Do I make myself clear? And I'm happy to roll a compel on that, even though it's going to go badly.
Give that roll and see what happens.
What's the domain here?
Definitely occult.
Can I assist with my earlier compel attempt?
Oh, sure. I didn't realize you were building towards a compel. I apologize.
That's okay.
I think the two of you can kind of go together.
Rolling that 3d10 for that roll, that was a 1, a 3, and a 9.
Hey!
I rolled a 2. I'm glad you rolled the 9.
Carry us with you. She's left us behind. We want to go there as well. To the heart.
I do recall, and she pulls out the wedding invitation in the purple ink from the inside of her coat, that most of the living and all of the dead are invited. So, welcome to the non-stop journey to Louise's wedding. Please take your seats.
One of them laughs before they sort of collapse into kind of like a vial for you can carry. D8, sorceress ashes. And they go, well, 3 of you are invited then, somewhat pointedly.
All right.
These people are just mean. They're very bitter because they're dead.
Plus, I mean, train travel, right?
Finally, Heike gets a chance to kneel down and actually see what's inside the thing. And there's a young girl in there, burning quite happily. Not in pain, sitting there kind of happily. You recognise it. It's your great aunt, Eviscerator, as a young woman, a very young child, sitting there beaming.
Eviscerator, you're looking so well.
Everyone's going to be so happy. There's going to be a doggy heaven. There's going to be a doggy heaven.
Yeah, but let's not miss the wedding.
I've taken them there. No one needs to go now. In fact, you're already there, I think. Is it that time yet? Is it earlier?
It's both earlier and later. You know that you're my favourite aunt.
I will be. I was be. There's no words for the tense that exists now and here. And they're kind of, it's so weird. They're burning, but they're clearly not in pain. And it's all really, very kind of weirdly serene. She seems to be quite happy where she is right now. You hear a kind of cough behind you, Velvet. You turn around, and you see your young self sitting there saying, "You helped me."
Getting on haunches, to get down to kid height. Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I did. Not many other denizens and derelictus would really be interested in standing up to someone like that, so I'm glad we can look out for each other. And Castor as well, he helped too.
Hello, little girl.
You immediately, barrel into, camera left, and Velvet immediately pushes you back out camera left. No, he helped. We're not going to talk to him today, though. Are you all right? Why are you here?
Why am I here? She seems very confused and why? Is it the time we are here? Is this the time I dreamed of me?
Oh, no.
Am I meant to help people? You help me? Is that what we do now? Is it my dream to help people?
Velvet looks very stern and is about to say no, and then thinks back to the conversation that she had not too long ago with one of the witches within the desert town, who was time displaced, as it were, and pretty aware of the fact that she was involving herself in events to change the future outcome of things. And Velvet wants to say so badly, no, be selfish, don't help anyone, it's fine. You're a kid, just focus on being a kid. But then Velvet would not be here now if she did that. Yeah, just like our mum. We're going to be spending the rest of our lives making people happy by helping them with what they want.
Does it make us happy?
No, to be honest with you, but I think that's okay.
She sort of nods. It's you look amazing. And she sort of walks over a couple of steps and kind of taps on the glass front of the engine.
I think Velvet ruffles tiny Velvet's hair. I'm glad you think I look cool. Regardless of what the fashionistas and derelictors say, don't let them put relaxer on your hair, okay? Let's go and pop this furnace open. I think we need to make sure that the train kind of shares our vision of the wedding.
As you open the door, Eviscerator turns to mist floating into the air upwards. She goes, whee! As she does so, as she kind of drifts away and then blips out of existence. Only Soil sees that.
Can I crawl inside the engine immediately?
You can try.
Velvet puts a hand on your shoulder. Oh my god, are you sure?
No.
Yeah, no, I mean...
She climbs in anyway.
The grip tightens. Please, let's talk this through.
I'll pause for a second. It's a child-size area. You could turn yourself to bees and fit there if you wanted to spend an hour doing it.
Upon you putting a limb inside, with you being a physical, real entity as opposed to the
vibes of a memory.
Yeah. Is it hot to you?
Yeah, it suddenly is incredibly hot for you in that moment. As you kind of burn back before your hand gets pushed in. But a few of the bees burst into flames.
No!
Please don't. We want you. We want as much of you intact for the wedding. Your wedding dress is not going to fit if half of your bees aren't there.
Gentlemen, ladies, I've been preparing just for this moment. Do you remember when I got lacerated multiple times crawling through that train monster that we killed?
Yes.
It whispered dark secrets to my innards and rewrote me in ways unfathomable to the human mind. And I picked up a major power.
Do you want to put your hand on his forehead again, just for checking?
I think at this point I believe it.
Oh, you touched my forehead? It is red hot.
Nice.
It is and I look quite pallid. And what I've done is I've taken the major Fire of the Red King. Fire of the Red King, importantly, gives me basically ranged attacks with my hand-to-hand, which build up in damage. But there's a minor, which gives me protection 5 against all sources of heat, as I have coin gold blood.
Ooh.
I've been messing about with the Sky Court for a while, the Warlock patron, which I've been working with. And it's not really worked out very well for me. It's not taken me in very interesting directions. And then we did that stuff with the train. And now there's a train in my blood.
Brilliant.
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. So I've been waiting until a moment where perhaps protection from fire would be helpful. I think I mentioned earlier that Castor's eyes were like furnace glowing when he came out. And there's an element of... He starts sputtering like a horse, and there's jets of steam come out of his nose. All right, now I'm going to try and summon the dreams of a child. And then push his head into the furnace directly.
Give me that birthday party you always wanted to go to. Give me that kind of image.
Are we talking like infant or teenager?
Infant. It's got to be infant. It's got to be sub 10.
Okay, cool.
I bet there's another kid in the neighborhood with a swimming pool.
And a goat.
And a bouncy castle.
It's a climbing frame.
Oh.
There are a bunch of kids went to our school. Our family didn't have a great deal of money, but we were living in a roughly decent area because Dad inherited the house or something. We didn't have a great deal of cash, so as we referenced, Dad had to save up for that goat. And there was this big invite to Jean-Jacques de Sterre's birthday party, his 10th birthday party. And Jean-Jacques lived much further out of Queenstown than everyone else, and so a much nicer house. It was like 3/4 of 2 mansions stapled together in a sort of higgledy-piggledy, stuck to the roof, stuck to the ceiling. And there's this huge dead tree growing outside. and they've rigged up a treehouse and climbing frame, and it looks like a fucking Go Ape Center in there. Or that's how I imagine it. And I always wanted to go to Jean-Jacques D'Aster's birthday party, but there was no way that I was cool enough to go. No way that we had enough money to really be friends. And so obviously I was upset. Dad took me out for crab sorbet, and then as we're sitting there overlooking the crumbling houses of Ivory Row, I clock the birthday party. And I'm so distraught because they're having so much fun. They got clowns, they got streamers, they got like trumpets and what have you. It's a really cool party, and I didn't get to go. And now I'm gonna fucking go, Jean-Jacques. I'm gonna have your tree, Jean-Jacques. There's this montage image of me, grown-up Castor, kicking in the doors. The enormous wrought iron gate, which Castor is not strong enough to do, grabbing young him by the hand. Go, come along, boy! We're gonna burn that tree to the ground!
Perfect. Castor's head. The whole thing's on fire now. The engine's burning brightly with the instead of the serene flame of a young eviscerator, we have the red hot, passionate flame of Castor. We bank hard to the left. The whole thing immediately turns like it's on rails, and it starts bashing its way through dimensions, smoothly apart from the moments of collision. Bum, 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 deeper downwards, burning like a comet. And then just as if things have been a bit too smooth sailing, there's a loud crunch as something lands on the side of the train. Imagine outside, and basically you've got a beautifully designed scarab attack beetle has attached to the side of the train and blown a hole in it with explosives. A heavily armed figure, like a space marine, with an enormous bolt gun that fires kind of like rails at people, lands, eyes going. You look up, and the person has a mask on their chest. You realise it's Red Moon in the Soil, age 45.
Oh, God.
One eye cut out.
Oh, no.
I've come for you, bastard. You're not going any further, as he raises the gun about to open fire.
I've kicked smaller kids off bigger things than you for less.
And then we'll end the session. Thank you for playing.
I've been Grant Howitt. If you want to find me, you can look everywhere at GS Howitt. This has been a Heart Actual Play recording by Rowan Rook and Deckard, and tonight I've been joined by the excellent Nathan.
Hello. I am once again your androgynous android, Nathan Blades. You can continue to find my work at theneoncaster.itch.io, where I release a wide variety of tabletop RPGs. Or, if you like my actual play chops, you can catch me on Campaign Skyjacks as Captain Ormar Vale. Thank you for having me.
Speaking of chops, Edward. You like chops?
Grant Howitt, the master of the segue.
Oh, Daddy Smooth himself.
All honey lips Grant Howitt. I am Edward Spence. You can find me at Edward_Spence_ pretty much everywhere. You can find me as a GM over on Wounded Warrior Project. You can also find me and the wonderful crit-nominated series Beyond the Brook over on the incredible Stellar Luna's channel. It is a beautiful autumnal story about 5 children lost in a mysterious wilderness known only as the Backwoods. It is very near and dear to my heart, and I promise you, if you watch it, it will be very near and dear to yours as well.
Speaking of 5 lost children,
Hi, I've been Honey Lips Naomi Clarke. And you can find me at Naomi Thinks It all over the internet. And if you're looking for more of this honey, you can find it at Realms Pod. And you can find my show at The Kilder, where you can also hear these sick tones.
and finally, speaking of sick, Kieron.
I do feel sick. I just feel really sick. It's awful. You find me at KieronGillen.com with links to all my stuff over the internet. Most of the best stuff's on my newsletters, where I just rant whatever's on my mind. Bye!
Bye!
Farewell.
Thank you for listening to Till Death Do Us Part, a Rowan Rook and Deckard actual play. This episode was produced by Naomi Clarke, with editing by Maddy, Searle, and Oliver Moore. The theme was by Nick Seatman, with additional music by Kai Pritchard. The GM was Kieron Gillen. Soil was played by Ed Spence. Velvet was played by Nathan Blades. Castor was played by yours truly, Grant Howitt. And Heike was played by Naomi Clarke. If you'd like to learn more about Heart the City Beneath and our other fine role-playing games, go to rrdgames.com. buy something, why don't you?
Imagined it as being like, it's like oil, like not hot.
I think I just described it as bubbling. I don't think it's... I think the hot thing was something I invented.
Hey, either is fun.
So the danger of the heart, of course, is thinking it's so probably makes it so.
I imagine a peddler.
Gooey bags of sucking. Their mouths are kind of like lamprey style. Teeth.
Mm-hmm.
That's me on a Sunday morning.
There's a lot of that energy.
Good delivery.
Sunday morning was such a great choice as well. It asks more questions than it answers.
There's a lot of interesting information going on here. Do you say anything, she do it?
I should say something, shouldn't I? That would be the thing to do.